Sir, if you could raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that your testimony in the matter pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay. You can put your hand down, sir, and I'm just going to ask you to speak into that microphone loudly so that everybody can hear you, okay?
Okay.
Sir, if you could please state and spell your name for the court reporter.
Joshua McCurdy, Joshua McCurdy.
And, sir, I want to take you back in time to 2001. What were you doing for a living at that time, sir?
I was plumbing.
Okay. And did you know an individual by the name of Chris Melton?
Yes, sir.
How did you know Chris?
I worked with him.
Okay. How did you and Chris meet?
We met working at a company called McCart Plumbing in Loganville.
Okay. And, I mean, I guess other than just working together, how did you get to know Chris?
We pretty much just work friends.
Okay.
We didn't hang out outside of work or anything, but we were pretty good friends at work.
Were y'all on the same team at McCart?
Yeah.
Where did you go to high school, sir?
I went to Covenant Christian Academy.
Want to kind of specifically talk a little bit about January of 2001. At that time, do you recall yourself and Chris kind of branching off from McCart Plumbing?
Yeah.
Okay. Describe what that meant.
It's called subcontracting. Basically, we'd work for another company, and they would give us jobs to do and pay us more than what working for somebody would do.
Okay. And so, do you recall, again, approximately when that would have started?
I really don't remember that.
Well, when the two of you had started subcontracting, tell us a little bit about a typical day with you and Chris.
Okay.
How would it start?
Basically, he lived about 5 minutes from my house, so his parents lived there, and he lived in the basement, and I would drive to his house, and we'd leave my truck, and then we'd get in his work truck, and we would go to the job sites and stuff.
What time of day would y'all usually start?
Probably around 7 or 7:30 in the morning.
And is that the time that you would arrive at Chris's parents' house?
Yeah.
And then, in general terms, sir, could you just tell me what a typical day would look like?
Okay. We'd meet at his house, and then we would go to the shop, which would be in Loganville, and it was a company called Nash Plumbing, and we would go there, and they would give us the where the job was and everything for that day, and the material to use for the job, and then we'd go do the job, and go back home.
And so, what kind of geographic area might that entail? Where were y'all going on jobs?
Usually it was around like Loganville and Monroe, kind of Walton, Newton County.
Okay. But could it also extend beyond Walton?
Yeah. It just kind of depended on what the jobs were, but usually we worked around Walton and Newton County.
Were those long days, Mr. McCurdy?
Yeah. We usually would work between 8 to 12 hours a day.
Would that be Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
Would that include
sometimes Saturdays also?
Mr. McCurdy, I want to take you specifically to the day of January the 19th of 2001. Is there anything about that particular day that sticks out in your mind?
No.
Let me see if I can frame it this way. Do you remember a day when you drove Chris to Athens?
Yeah.
Do you recall that day starting similarly to the others that you've described?
Yeah, it was about the same as every other day. We just go, I met him at his house.
At the same time that you described
Yeah.
earlier?
Yeah, that was the normal time that we would meet.
Do you recall the specifics of where you might have gone that day? Your Honor, if I can respond,
You may respond.
it is a yes/no question. It is not a leading question.
I'm going to overrule the objection. You may continue.
Mr. McCurdy, I'll ask the question again.
Okay.
Do you recall specifically the job sites that you would have gone to that day?
No.
Do you recall if it would have started with a trip to Nash Plumbing?
Yeah, it probably would have started there.
Do you recall anything that Chris was having done to his truck, sir?
I'm going to sustain that objection. You may rephrase if you want to.
Do you remember a trip to a place called Truck Customs?
Yes.
What was the purpose of going to Truck Customs?
I believe we were putting a ladder rack on the truck.
Do you remember how many times you went to Truck Customs that day?
Not specifically. I know we did go that day, but I'm not sure about how many times. I'd say once, maybe twice. Not sure.
Mr. McCurdy, do you recall speaking with law enforcement the following day on January the 20th of 2001?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in preparation for coming in and testifying today, did I actually send you copies of some of those police reports?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you have a chance to look over those?
Yes, sir.
And did those help refresh your recollection as to the conversations that you had with law enforcement
Yeah.
in the aftermath of Miss Baker's death?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not the first one to do it, but I need you to say yes or no. So that
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Yes.
all right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
all right. Do you think it might help help you again if you were able to review it one more time?
Yeah.
Your Honor, at this point, I'd object. I don't think that he asked a question that the witness could remember at this point, so I object.
I'm going to sustain that objection. I think a question has to be asked in order for him not to recollect. I'm going to sustain your objection.
Well, I think the question, Mr. McCurdy, was do you remember how many times you went to Truck Customs that day?
No, sir.
The objection asked and answered, he's already objected.
Your Honor, he just said I didn't ask a question, then he said it was asked and answered.
I'm going to allow you to refresh his recollection if possible. Go ahead.
May I approach, Your Honor?
May.
Smudged it a little bit, Mr. McCurdy, but this has been marked as State's Exhibit 148. I'm just going to ask you to kind of read that to yourself.
Okay.
When you're done, if you can just look up and let me know that you've had a chance to finish it, sir.
Okay.
Mr. McCurdy, having had a chance to review State's 148, does that help refresh your recollection as to kind of your exact whereabouts on Friday, January the 19th of 2001?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then, again, specifically as it relates to Truck Customs, do you remember how many times you and Chris may have gone there?
I believe it was 2 times.
As it relates to the second trip to Truck Customs, If you remember, what was the purpose of that trip, sir?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Maybe to check on the truck.
Had you and Chris been together at that point throughout the day?
Yeah, we've been together all day.
Do you recall,
Objection to leading, Your Honor. And yes or no questions are leading questions. They suggest the answer to the witness.
Okay, well, I have to hear the question first, and then I'll take up your objection.
did you have lunch that day, sir?
I don't remember. I imagine we did, but I'm not real sure.
For the second time that you went to truck customs, if you remember, were you in whose vehicle were you in?
We were in my truck
And why had you taken your truck to truck customs?
because his truck was already there getting worked on.
Do you recall at that second trip, Chris receiving a phone call or a page or something?
Yeah, I believe we received a phone call.
Describe what you observed when Chris got that phone call.
I just remember him getting real quiet, and I don't remember asking him what was wrong, but I know he got real quiet, like didn't seem like himself anymore.
Okay.
'Cause he was usually really happy and kind of chipper, energetic, and he just got really quiet when the phone call.
Did you drive Chris to Athens?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember whose vehicle you drove?
It was my truck.
Can you describe what, if anything, you recall about driving Chris to Athens?
I just remember him being real quiet the whole ride. I didn't really ask him what was wrong. Yeah, I just remember him being real quiet.
Mr. McCurdy, as it relates to the exact, stops that you and Chris made on January the 19th of 2001 from 7:15, 7:30 on, do you have a good recollection as to when and where those stops were?
I really don't remember the stops that we made.
Do you feel as if here today your memory is insufficient to allow you to testify fully and accurately about everything you did on January the 19th of 2001?
I mean, as far as accurately remembering it, I would.
My question was fully and accurately remember it. Is that?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I mean,
On the day after, on January the 20th of 2001, when you spoke to the detective the day after Miss Baker's death, would your statements have been more fresh in your memory at that time?
yes, sir, definitely.
And would the information that you provided to the detective on that day been correct to the best of your ability back then?
Yes, sir, 100%.
Bear with me just a second, sir.
Okay.
Mr. McCurdy, those are all the questions that I have for you, sir. Mr. Cruz may have some questions. Thank you very much.
Cross-examination, Mr. Cruz.
Good afternoon, Mr. McCordy.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. My name is Attorney Ahmad Cruz, and I have the honor and privilege of representing Mr. Foss. Under the authority of the Honorable Court, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, okay? I believe you've already discussed with the state that you spoke with law enforcement on January 20th, 2001. Is that correct? Okay. And on January 19th, 2001, you stated that you drove Chris to Athens.
Yes, sir.
All right. And were you aware that Chris, on the way to Athens, learned that his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend had been killed?
Not at the time, not until I believe he told me on the way back
Okay.
that what had happened.
But in the vehicle, his actions were just, he was quiet.
He was quiet and he was upset, but I didn't ask him what was wrong or anything like that.
That's fair. You would agree that January 20th, and it's a given, I know you would, I just have to ask the question. You would agree that January 20th is one day after January 19th, 2001?
Yes, sir.
And law enforcement asked you about you and Chris's whereabouts on January 19th, 2001 when they spoke to you on January 20th. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. McCurdy, on the 19th, I'd like to go back to the 19th, you took Chris to the police department. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or you were with him at the police department?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know police interviewed Chris. Is that correct? And before police could interview you, you left the police department. Is that correct?
I don't really remember that far back.
Yes, sir. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
When they talked to you on the 20th, do you recall telling law enforcement that you and Chris started the day at Nash Plumbing?
I remember telling him that I met him at his house, but I don't remember exactly if I told him that we went to Nash Plumbing.
Would seeing a summary of your statement to law enforcement refresh your memory?
Yes, sir.
All right, let the record go. Is it okay if I approach you, Mr. McCurdy?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. You can hold it for a second. Did that document refresh your memory?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Excellent. Mr. McCordy, I have a black marker. We have a whiteboard, well, not a whiteboard, but sheets of paper over there. I would like you, before I ask my next question, can you write your name on the top of that document for me?
On top of that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I approach you again?
Yeah. Stand up.
Whole name is fine. Got something for you. I'm gonna let you keep that too.
Okay.
You're gonna need it.
Oh.
All right, so based on the document that you reviewed, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Based on the document you reviewed, do you recall telling law enforcement that you and Chris started your day at Nash Plumbing?
Yes, sir.
So can you write Nash Plumbing at the under your name? Then after leaving Nash Plumbing, you explained to law enforcement that you and Chris stopped by Chick-fil-A. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Got breakfast.
Can you write Chick-fil-A under your name? And then around 8 a.m., or you told law enforcement around 8 a.m., you and Chris went to a house in Grayson to check the lease. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you write 8 a.m. Grayson, GA? And then from Grayson, you told law enforcement that you went to Forsyth. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
And you can write under Grayson, Forsyth.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that.
Thank you so much. You want this? Thank you. Okay, do you recall being interviewed a second time on May 3rd, 2001 by law enforcement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they asked you again about the whereabouts of Chris on January 19, 2001. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And during the May 3rd interview, you advised law enforcement that you went to truck customs around 3:30 p.m. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it was around, according to the paper, it was around 3:30 or 4.
Okay. Can you write that on the board? Truck customs 3:30 to 4. Now, do you recall law enforcement specifically asking you, do you recall going to the bank with Chris Melton?
I don't remember that.
Okay. Would hearing an audio recording of your conversation with law enforcement refresh your recollection?
Yeah, I mean, that would refresh me, yeah.
Okay. Your Honor, I would ask for the opportunity to refresh Mr. McCurdy's recollection outside the presence of the jury.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to step out into the jury room for a moment. Please don't discuss the case. Right.
All right, Ms. McCurdy, I'm going to play about 54 seconds of this. It's going to be difficult to hear, okay? So I'm going to try to turn it up as loud as I can. There's no sound on my end.
Oh, just a second. Try it again.
Where'd you go from there? Another one for stores and things and stuff like that. So we went to the job site. Actually, it was week. So maybe Wakefield, stuff like that. Wakefield? Wheatfield?
You said in your original statement you guys went to Chick-fil-A to get breakfast. Do you remember doing that? Do you remember going by the bank or anything?
I don't remember.
No.
Are you able to hear yourself?
A little bit.
Okay. Would you like me to play that portion one more time for you?
It sounded like I said I don't remember going to the bank.
All right. So is your recollection refreshed in regards to the question when they asked you if you went to the bank with Mr. Melton?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, we could bring the jury back.
Right. I'm missing Mr. Terrell. Hang on just a moment. Oh, there we are. Sorry. You can't be in two places at once. Thank you very much. If you bring the jury back. All right. At ease, everyone, for a moment. All right, thank you. You may bring them in. You may be seated. Mr. Cruz?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Mr. McCourty, we've agreed that law enforcement interviewed you in 2001, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in one of those interviews, they asked you if you remembered going to the bank with Mr. Melton. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And your response was that you did not remember going to the bank with Mr. Melton. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And I also want to, well, excuse me. Do you still have the marker?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you write under anywhere on the sheet, just do not remember, so DNR, bank.
Okay.
And then put in 2001, back in 2001, please. Okay. Last question for you, well, last couple of questions for you. During direct examination, you stated that you recall going to truck customs 2 times. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm assuming you don't remember the time of the first time. Is that fair?
Yeah, I don't remember. I would assume it'd be in the morning time, but I don't remember the time exactly.
Excellent. I just want to make sure we keep everything accurate, and I want to make sure I keep everything accurate for you. So can you put on there, I know we have truck custom at 3:30. Can you put on there truck custom morning if you don't remember the time?
Okay. Just underneath it?
Yes, sir. Okay. Mr. McCourty, those are all my questions for you. Thank you so much for answering my questions.
Any redirect, Mr. Bolden?
One or two questions. Mr. McCurdy, you were asked on cross-examination about this second time that you spoke with the police about your whereabouts on January 19th.
Yes, sir.
About how long after the first time you talked to him was that?
I believe it was about a month or two, I believe, after that.
Was the second conversation?
Yeah.
That's all I have, sir. Thank
Okay.
Any recross, Mr. Cruz?
No other questions, Your Honor.
May this witness be excused.
you. I would ask that he be excused, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr. Cruz?
I believe he's on a subpoena for us, so I'll just ask that he abides by the subpoena with 48-hour notice.
All right, thank you. Mr. McCurdy, you're still under subpoena by the defense, but you are free to go for now. Thank you, sir. You may call your next witness.
Before we call the next witness, may I grab the items?
Yes. Mr. Bolden, you may call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bill Teter?
Did you say Bill Teter?
Teter, yes.
Could you get Bill Teter, please? Thank you.
Sir, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that your testimony in the matter pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, you can have a seat. Your Honor, just didn't want anything to play accidentally. So.
Okay.
Sir, if you could state and spell your name for our court reporter.
All right. William Teter, Teeter.
And Mr. Teter, I want to direct your attention back to January of 2001. At that time, did you own a business called Truck Customs?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and where was that business located?
Downtown Loganville.
Okay, tell me a little bit about Truck Customs.
We customize pickup trucks, all kinds of stuff, hitches, ladder racks, lift kits, toolboxes, customized vehicles.
Gotcha. How long did you have that business, sir?
28 and a half years.
Specifically, Mr. Teter, back in January of 2001, do you recall a customer by the name of Chris Melton?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall being asked questions by law enforcement about his visiting your business on January the 19th of 2001?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
And do you still have a pretty good memory of your interactions with Mr. Melton?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Best I can. It was quite a while ago.
Understood, sir. So on January the 19th, did Mr. Melton come by your business?
Yes.
Do you remember how many times?
Once in the morning, then back in the afternoon.
As far as the morning visit, do you remember approximately, if you can, what time that would have been, sir?
I would say mid-morning. I believe it was around 10 o'clock.
And again, if you remember, what was the purpose of that initial morning visit?
Go over exactly what we were going to do to his truck.
Do you remember what he was trying to get done to his
Yeah,
truck?
we were working on his ladder rack to hold his pipes for his plumbing business.
And how did that first or that 10 o'clock meeting end? Was there a plan in place for him to return
Yeah, he's going to bring it back later on.
that same day? Mm-hmm. And sir,
Say yes or no, please. If you could use your voice and say yes or no to that answer. Thank you very much.
so is he going to come back later in the day?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason why we do that, Mr. Teter, is the lady in front of you is taking all of this down, and she likes yeses and nos and not uh-huhs
Okay.
and uh-uhs. You're certainly not the
Yes.
first. You're certainly not the first. And so, if you recall, sir, was there a second time that Mr. Melton showed up at Truck Customs that day?
Yes.
Approximately what time was that?
Mid-afternoon, around 4 o'clock, I would say.
On each of these visits, do you recall anyone being with him that day?
He had an employee with him.
Would that be the first time, both times?
Both times.
Okay, gotcha.
I believe it was both times. I think he had the kid with him.
So, Mr. Teter, during that second visit, which think you just testified was around 4 o'clock-ish.
Yes.
Do you remember Mr. Melton receiving a page and then making a telephone call?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall how he made the phone call?
I don't remember at the time. I think he used our phone, I believe.
Were you able to see and hear any part of Mr. Melton's,
No.
what he was saying on the conversation?
No.
Okay. Do you recall anything of significance happening either during or after Mr. Melton using your phone?
I want to say that he was real distraught. Something had happened, and I wasn't sure what it was.
Say he was distraught. Can you just go into a little bit more detail about what you mean?
Like he had received some kind of bad news on the phone.
And do you recall Mr. Melton and his employee leaving together from your business?
Yes.
How did they leave?
Being they were there to drop the truck off, I believe they left in the employee's vehicle.
And did you have any further contact that day with either Mr. Melton or his employee?
No.
Mr. Teter, those are all the questions I have for you, sir. Defense counsel may have some questions. Thank you very much.
Cross-examination, Mr. Cruz.
Good afternoon, Mr. Teter. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am doing okay. Thank you so much for asking. My name is Ahmad Cruz, and I have the privilege and honor of representing Mr. Edric Faust. Is it okay with you if I ask you a couple of questions?
Please.
You mentioned that Mr. Melton had an employee with him. Do you know the extent of their personal relationship?
Not at all.
Okay. Do you know if they were friends or not?
Not a clue. Wouldn't have any idea whether they were or not. He was just with him. I just thought he was an employee of his.
Okay, but that isn't anything you knew for certain?
No.
Okay. And I understand that Mr. Melton came to you to get a letter rack put on his truck?
Get it? Yes.
Okay, and I hope this doesn't sound like a not so great question, but I'm not familiar with it. When you're putting a letter rack on a truck, would he have been able to drive his truck if need be?
Well, not while we're in the middle of installing it. You couldn't.
Okay. At 4 o'clock when he made that call or received that call, were you all in the middle of installing the letter rack?
Yes.
Okay. When did Mr. Melton come pick up his truck?
I believe it was the next day. I believe it's when he come and picked it up.
Okay, so the very next day after leaving, he came back to pick up his work
I
truck.
believe so.
Okay. All right, I have a marker for you, okay? And I have a white sheet of paper next to you. The only thing I ask for you to do, Mr. Teter, if you can, write your name at the top of that paper. Is that okay? May I approach you?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Now, write it or print it?
And one more thing for you. Can you write the time that Mr. Melton, can you write the time that Chris came to Truck Customs during the morning hours? All right, now, Mr. Teter, you put 9 to 10 a.m. Do you recall speaking with law enforcement on January 20th, 2001? Okay. And do you recall telling law enforcement that Mr. Melton came at 10 a.m.? Okay. Can we, if it's accurate, can we erase the 9 and leave the 10 a.m.? All right, thank you so much, Mr. Teter. I don't have any other questions.
Any redirect, Mr. Bolton?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I do have one more question. I apologize.
Go ahead.
Mr. Teter, can you write picked up truck next day? Thank you so much, Mr. Teter. Those are all of my questions.
Any redirect, Mr. Bolden? May he, this witness be excused? Any objection by the defense?
No, ma'am.
Sir, you are free to go.